Tale of Custard the Dragon. I told you people, this is a poem in the form of a ballet. That means it narrates tales of courage or heroism. It tells a story. There have been several ballets written earlier which tells a story of courage or heroism. This is a poem. It's a humorous one and it's an interesting one. The poem is about a girl. We are introduced to a girl named Belinda who lives in a little white house. She has several pets in her home. She has a black kitten and a gray mouse, a yellow dog known as Mustard, and little red wagon. She and a Realio Trulio little pet dragon. She also has a pet dragon whose name is Custard. Now, in this poem, we will find certain misspelt words like Realio, Trulio, Winda. So basically, this the poet has done intentionally to create an impact. Now, the name of the kitten was Ink, and the grey mouse was known as Blink. The yellow dog was known as Mustard, and the Custard was the name of the dragon. Now, the dragon had sharp teeth, it had spikes on its top, scales underneath, mouth was red like a fireplace, and nose was hot like a chimney. Right? There were daggers on his toes. He had the fierce look of a dragon, but he was the coward dragon who always demanded for a nice, safe cage. Now, everyone in the house, they were brave enough. Belinda was brave as barrel full of beers. Ink and Blink. They also chased the lions down the stairs, though they were cat and mouse, but they used to chase the lions. Mustard, the dog, was as brave and as brave as a tiger in anger, right? But this dragon, who was supposed to be the most fierce animal, he always demanded for a nice, safe cage. Now, everybody mocked at the dragon because of his this habit. They poked him, they tickled him, they were rude with him, they asked him his age, but every time the Custard cried for a nice safe cage. So we find refrain used here again and again when Custard cried for a nice safe cage. This line is repeated every time. Now, one day suddenly they heard an unpleasant sound. When the sound was there, everybody was scared, they were shocked, and they found that there was a pirate who climbed in their house through the window. Window here means window. The pilot had pistol in both of his hands. He had a cutlass bright. One of the teeth was artificial. His beard was black. His one leg was of wood, and it was clear that his intentions were not good. Now, Belinda was scared. She cried for help. Mustard, the dog, also ran away. The cat hid herself in the household. The rat went into the mouse hole. So all of them, they fled away. That was the time when the Custard, the dragon, who was considered as a coward, now he jumped up. He emitted a sound like an engine. He clashed his tail like irons are clashed in a dungeon. Then, with a clatter, clank, and a jangling, with all these sounds, he went at the pirate and jumped upon him just like a robin bird pounces upon a worm. So in this stanza, we found simile, snorting like an engine, clashed his tails like irons in a dungeon is again a simile. With a clatter clank and a jangling storm, this is onomatopoeia. He went at the pirate like a robin at worm. Again, it is a simile. So the pirate gaped at Belinda's dragon. The pilot looked at Belinda's dragon and gulped some grog from his pocket flagon, and he gulped some kind of drink from his pocket. He fired 2 bullets. He had pistols in both his hands, so he fired at the dragon, but they didn't hit the Custard. And Custard gobbled every bit. So Custard ate him up greedily. Custard ate him up, and the threat of the pirate was over. They were no more scared because the pirate was no more now. Belinda embraced him. Belinda was really
Brian
happy.
points to you for being so well mannered. But I seem to have missed your question.
Belinda
Could you repeat
embraced
it,
him.
please?
Belinda embraced him in that happy tone. Mustard licked him to show his happiness, to show his love. No one mourned for his private pirate victim. So no one mourned. Mourn, M-O-U-R-N, mourn is a word to show that sadness, to feel sorry on someone's death. So no one mourned on the death of the pirate. Ink and Blink in glee did guide it. Ink and Blink was so happy that in that happiness, they moved around the dragon. So around the dragon that ate the pirate, but presently up spoke little dog Mustard. But then the dog Mustard, he spoke. I'd have been twice as brave as I hadn't been flustered. And up spoke Ink and up spoke Blink. We had have been 3 times as brave, we think. And Custard said, I quite agree that everybody is braver than me. Now the dog Mustard spoke that if I was not confused, if I didn't run away, then I had been twice as brave. And similarly, the Ink and the Blink, the cat and the kitten also said, we had have been 3 times brave as you. But the Custard, the dragon said, everybody is braver than me, right? So we find the dragon who was considered as a coward. Now, because of him, they were able to come out of that problem, right? He saved everyone's life. But still, when everybody is using flattering words about themselves, they are boasting about themselves that we have been twice brave as you and we had been thrice brave as you. He said, everybody is braver than me. So we find him a very humble person and humble animal. Belinda still lives in a little white house with a little black kitten and a little gray mouse and a little yellow dog and a little red wagon and a really truly little pet dragon. So this stanza we find it is repeated. It's told that Belinda still lives in the same white house with a black kitten, gray mouse, yellow dog, red wagon, and her true little pet dragon. Belinda is as brave as barrel full of beer. So this is sarcastic here. This is sarcasm here. That in the beginning it was told that they were brave. Now again in the end it is told that they are brave, though they were not brave. What happened? This has not showed their bravery. This has not proved their bravery. So Mustard is as brave as a tiger in a rage, and Custard keeps crying, still keeps crying for a nice safe cage. So this sarcasm used here that actually the Custard, the dragon, who every time cried for a nice safe cage, was brave enough. But he showed his bravery at the time of the need. At the time of the need, at the hour of the need, it was because of the dragon that they were able to save their lives. I think we are through it. Now, at the end, I'm just reading about Ogden Nash. Now, Ogden Nash wrote around 400 pieces of comic verse. The best of his work was published in 14 volumes between 1931 and 1972. His work is perhaps best described in this poetic tribute by Anthony Burgess. He brought a new kind of sound to our literary diversions and didn't care much about breaking the poetic laws of the Medes and the Persians. He uses a line sometimes of considerable length that are colloquial and prosy. At the end means we find the lines, the length of the lines small and long, right? Moreover, but they are easy and they are entertaining, they're humorous. At the end, he presents you with a rhyme. This bringing together of the informal and formal is what his genius chiefly loves. So we have finished with this poem, The Tale of Custard the Dragon.